I hope everyone able to see my screen, right? Yeah, my.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So let me introduce myself. This is Srikanth. Here I'm holding almost all 15 years of experience on IT, especially on MuleSoft, holding around 8 years. I had been working on this MuleSoft, I think from the 2016 or 2015 onwards. At the time, we don't have this much luxury to use MuleSoft as an integration platform. Uh, that time we are using the Eclipse and it's a plugin over there. Okay. So I got a chance to work on this MuleSoft as part of the Center of Excellence team. That's what I got the opportunity to work on this MuleSoft. Okay. Okay. Um, so let me explain what is a MuleSoft. MuleSoft is nothing but a integration platform or integration tool which you are going to use to connect between the two systems or more. I'm saying 2 points. You can say either it's a 2 points or 3 points. More than 1 point, doesn't care. Okay. So normally we called as source and the target system. Okay. So source means wherever you are taking the data, you are called as source system. Okay. So wherever you are publishing or putting your data, that one we called as target system. Okay. So why we want to use the MuleSoft? So basically in the olden days, hardly we have very few technologies in the market. We don't have so many tools or frameworks are not available. Hardly you have Java or maybe very minimal SAP kind of tools available. Okay. If you see from the last 5 to 10 years onwards, okay, they had seen numerous amount of tools were introduced into the market like Workday, Salesforce, SAP, SAP related different other tools, okay, and FTPs, drives, okay, and for HR, Workday, ServiceNow, like Zendesk, and there are many more tools out there. Okay, so to give you a very simple example over here, how many tools a e-commerce website could be used. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so if you see, if you want to, for example, any eBay or Amazon or any other e-commerce platform, if you're working on, these are the tools which are being used entire life cycle of an invoice or an order. Okay, so you can see for development you are going to use different tools. Advertising you need to work on different other tools. So if you are placing in a product, the everything belongs to the order, the product. The cost will be added on top of ads, okay, and sales related percentages, okay, social media promotion, okay, percentage you need to handle, you need to give it to the shipment team. Okay, out of 100 rupees, maybe 30 to 50 rupees, it will go on all these stages. Okay, payment gateways, they will charge, marketing and reporting tools and other things, right? So these are the very high level about the tools which are using in e-commerce platform, right? So if you want to integrate the information between these systems, for example, I want to integrate my sales information to generate a invoice. Okay, I'm going to use the QuickBooks, right? So I need to publish. I need to send my product information to the QuickBooks, and QuickBooks will give me an invoice. PDF invoice or maybe some other type of invoices details, or maybe they will calculate and they will give me the other details, and I will present it to a PDF format, right? So if you do not use the MuleSoft, okay, what will happen? It will take a lot of time to integrate between. You need to build using your core programming languages like Java, .NET, uh, these these tools to build your integration. Okay. So to avoid this one, MuleSoft, the framework, how they were built is, any project, there is a commonality between all the each and every project. For example, database connection is which is common for the each and every project, like connection pooling or connection management and statements. Each and everything is pretty much same, right? So even the Salesforce connection or anything, which is pretty much common, right? So what the MuleSoft has done is, MuleSoft or any other middleware tools, what they have done is, they pick up all the commonalities and they place it as a connector or component on their projects, on their tools. So by providing the credentials, automatically the connection will be established in the background. Okay, that is the one thing. Okay, so like that, in the transformation, that is the one way, right? The second way is the transformation phase. Once you collected the data from the database or Salesforce or SAP, you need to convert into an XML format or any other format, right? The basic, for example, if you're using standard programming languages, okay, you need to write the user schemas and a lot more other details to convert our data mappings, convert into one type to another type, right? And these are all the challenges and the code you need to write each and everything, right? So, so by using, without using MuleSoft or any other middleware tools, it will take a lot of time to complete your project, right? For example, if you want to complete a project in e-commerce project by using standard programming languages, it may take 15 to 20 years end-to-end integrations. Okay, by the time the customer mood gets changed, interest may get changed. So whatever the customer had invested the amount, it may wane, right? It may totally lost. So to avoid that, they were introduced the MuleSoft. They were started using the MuleSoft. So that what will happens, okay, it may take just hardly 3 to 4 years of time. Even you don't need that many resources to complete this entire project. Okay, so that is the one thing. Okay, and Mule in the integration platform integration area, MuleSoft is not only the player. We have so many competitors in the market like Oracle Service Bus, Spring Integration, JBoss Fuse, WSO2, and TIPCO, and Web Methods, and there are so many other tools are there. Okay, so why you are using this MuleSoft? Why we want to promote, or why the people are started using this MuleSoft? Okay, there are so many advantages over here. Okay, MuleSoft is developed on top of Java. Okay, that is one thing. And MuleSoft promote, I'm saying it has two versions. One is a community, one is the enterprise edition. So community is a free of cost. Anyone can use this community edition. And the second one is enterprise edition. It's a paid version, and you will get a lot many more features to use this MuleSoft. Okay, like batch processing and the cloud hub deployments and so many other details, transformation support, all those things you will get the benefit over here. Okay, and the community is very most important to any tool or any technology to grow. Community in a sense, MuleSoft has used community like a problem statement. For example, if you face any problem, if you Google it, you can easily find a solution like Java and .NET. But if you go through any other technology, you won't find these many solutions. Okay. Finally, you have to reach out to the customer support or vendors or product support team to fix your solution, to fix your problem. That is the one drawback. Okay, and even MuleSoft has the same thing, but the problem, but the advantage over here is you don't need to wait for the product support team. If you are the Java expert or any other product expert, such a technology expert, like even it can support the .NET, Java, and other technologies as well. Okay, You can build your own customized solution and other features with the MuleSoft is, as I mentioned that, right? You can build your solution on your own programming language and you can build it on top of. Okay. You don't need to wait for product support. So these are the things, okay, it has advantages compared to their competitors. And also it has so many integrations with approximately 500 tools like, as I mentioned, ServiceNow, Zendesk, and SAP. Approximately 500 readily available connections are available for you. You don't need to wait for it. And some of the tools like some of the tools you need to purchase as you go. But here, only one license, you will get all the integrations and you don't need to wait for anybody else. Okay. So this is all about for my first slide. Okay. So what we have discussed is what is a MuleSoft? Okay. What is a source system? What is a target system? Okay. How this MuleSoft is developed? Okay. And who are all the competitors? Anyone has any questions, team?
MuleSoft, what kind of data formats is to support? And
It can support almost all 5 to 6 supports like EDI and XML, JSON, and IBM copybook format, and I think one more format also it can support. Even text, I'm saying multi-text format also it will support. So as I mentioned to you, right, the complexities. So that's what initially we told you why the people are moving out, right? So some of the examples were here, like authentication framework, like you are using the username and password. Some companies they may use SSOs, some more companies they may use OAuth. Okay, some more companies they may use token-based authentication. So you need to. These are all the core frameworks any project they has to follow. If you use the standalone programming languages, either you have to copy from the existing project, or if it is a new project for your organization, you have to implement all of these things from the scratch. So by doing so, it will take a lot of time, right? And validation framework as well. In the services layer, web services layer, or some other layers, you need to write very complex logic for the validation to avoid the hacking. Okay. And here in the MuleSoft, you don't need to worry about it. Just define your type int or whatever it is, or maybe just giving an example. It will take it automatically. It is coming as integer or defined like regex formats. Also, you can provide that so that it will tell you what kind of data it is coming out. For example, instead of username and password, if the user or hacker trying to send a SQL query within the username level, okay, so it can avoid on the top itself. Nowadays, each and every UI framework they won't allow to write the stars and from and some kind of SQL syntaxes. Why? Because it can compromise your database. Okay, it can compromise your application. Okay, so to avoid that, validation framework was introduced. Now the hackers are concentrating on the service layer. So service layer also we need to protect it by using these technologies. Okay, and also caching mechanism and other things, right? So nowadays, in the globalized world, right? So if you are the users can be from any location, right? So from the each and every user, if trying to hit the same resource, for example, um, if they want to see the, for example, the Amazon website. So same product can be viewed by multiple people at the same time, right? If you are hitting the database or file system to collect the images or product information and presenting to the user, it may take a lot of time for you, right? A lot of time means just 2 to 3 seconds. By the time a customer get frustrated, right? So to avoid that, caching mechanism is introduced. Okay, even if you want to develop in the standard programming language, it will take a lot of time for you. But in the MuleSoft, it is in a service level, you got it is available for you now. Okay, like that, each and everything, even mapping fields, so entity mapping like database to UI mapping data fields, and each and everything is just on your fingertips. Okay, so just drag and drop, and the code will be generated, and the desired format you can define in the code itself automatically. It will publish it the front end or wherever you want. Okay. So these are the complexities, some of them complexities which is overcome by the middleware integration tools, and especially the MuleSoft. It has a lot of luxury to fix your problems on the fly, on the go. Okay. So MuleSoft basically, as I mentioned to you, right? Source and target system. Source can be any system and target could be any system. Just you need to remember where you are taking and where you are publishing the data. The Salesforce can become as a source and target systems, right? So you are taking from one account, one company account, the data, and you are publishing the data to the another company account, right? So over here, these integrations you can see on my left side of my screen, right? So MuleSoft is in between it will take the data and it will publish over there. But directly it won't happen all the times. Maybe in the company code level, or maybe amount level you want to, or for example from e-commerce, for example, in the Salesforce, you have there are multiple products over there. Okay, marketing cloud, and there are one more cloud also there. If you want to integrate the data between the two systems, right, two different companies, okay, you will take the data over here. Just you will put the credentials, okay, and if it is required a query, you will write a query. Otherwise, like select query. Otherwise, you will use the push notification whenever the new record is added. Okay, you will take that new record. Okay, and just you will establish, you will use the transform message. Okay, and you will define in the target system what object or what kind of thing where you want to insert. Okay, or update or upsert, whatever it is, you will define it within the within the 3 to 4 steps you are going to complete this integration. Okay, but just assume that any other technology, it will take a lot of time for you to complete this entire definitely entire integration. Okay, so just already we have discussed about this one. We have various number of connectors, like approximately 500 connectors are available. You don't need to worry about it. And MuleSoft is pretty much lightweight, and it can work on any sort of a tournament pretty much easily. Okay, it has a graphical user interface where you can just drag and drop and build your work. Okay, and license wise, compared to other competitors, it's very much cheap. Okay, and it is also has a very huge community compared to their other competitors. Okay, so these are the advantages which we have. We have so many other things, so the futures which we have going forward, we will discuss about each and everything over here. Okay, so I want to show you a few things. Okay, so basically we call as Anypoint Studio, where the development will take place. Okay, so the most of the developers, they will use the Anypoint Studio for their development. Okay, just I'm going to show you what kind of concepts we are going to cover, and how this is going to look like, the projects and other things. Okay. Okay. So if you see, this is one of the oldest project which I had worked for as a freelancer from one of the client. Okay. So if you see, these are the apps. Okay. So it is not clear over here because at the time which I had worked on, okay, it is 3.7, I think so. Okay, but now it is a 4.4 version. I think 3.6, I think that time I had worked on. Okay, now it is 4.4. That's why. So if you see, it is not recognizing these components because the components had changed. Okay, the things which is dark means which are not changed. Okay, choice router and variables, and these are all not changed. Apart from that, each and everything had changed in the behind the scene. Okay, so this is called normally message flows. You can say that. Okay, yeah, go ahead, bro. Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, Shrikant.
Yeah.
You mean upper version will not support lower version activities?
No. It will support. I'm say in the back end level. So the two things we need to understand over here. If you want to deploy lower version in the upper version, it can support, but the thing is, not for the development, for the deployment. execution will go as smooth as possible. I'm say in the production, okay, but development it won't support. So you have to, for the reason, for example, in the 3.x which I had worked on, okay, most of the part which I implemented in the Java, okay, you can see over here, most of the development happened on the Java. I mean to say approximately 40% development had gone through the Java. Okay, in the 4.x onwards, I'm saying there has a drastical change in the MuleSoft. In the 3.x, we don't have enterprise edition. Okay, so they want to go with enterprise edition. That's why they changed a lot. Okay, in the 4.x, I think you are not going to use, I think maybe hardly 0.01% you may get a chance to work on the Java. Okay, remaining times you are not at all going to use the Java. Okay.
Okay, you mean it's 100%. Zero knowledge on coding.
I don't want to say it like that. MuleSoft is giving a data view language. Okay, so with the help of transform message, if you drag and drop from the fields, the code will generate. But if you want to modify for the existing code within the project, so again you can't drag and drop. System doesn't understand what does it mean. For example, you need to remove the dots, right? System can't understand, right? So you need to give the function name to replace or remove function which is given by the data view, or you can say data view or language. Okay.
Okay, got you.
Drag and drop, the code will generate, but all the time it won't help you. Okay, I think 50 to 60% it will help you out, but remaining things you need to modify the code based on your knowledge. Otherwise, it may take you 2 to 3 days of time, right? If you want to drag and drop, if you're looking for the drag and drop again and again and again. Okay.
Yeah, that means the way of we are going to use the functions and all, right?
Yes, functions. So hardly you are going to have 400 functions. Out of 400 functions, you are going to use actually you are going to use 50 functions. On, day out, you are going to use 10 functions. Hardly.
Okay.
Mostly date functions you are going to use. String functions like concatenation operations, and looping kind of functions like map object, these things, and filters. Hardly 10 functions are there.
Date format also, right?
Date format is very most important in any project. Yes, you are going to convert the GWT to something like ED, something, any other formats, right? So you may use it, or you may need to use out of time, enter date and time. You may need only date. Okay, you need to convert, or you need to split date, or you need to take the only date value. Okay. Yeah, these are the values, these are the functions hardly you are going to use in your day in, day out development. But if you're aware of all these 400 functions on your handy, then nobody can touch you on the development phase. Okay. And other things, yeah, go ahead, Dustin.
Carry on, please.
Yeah, so these are the sample projects. Okay, so why I'm showing these things is what kind of concepts which we are going to cover. Okay, so in the core is very most important, the batch processing which we are going to cover for the purpose of pushing trillions of records in a single shot. Okay. Okay, so batch processing will utilize the resources as efficient as possible. Okay, so each and every project, error handling is very most important. If some problem occurred, some kind of suggestions it need to provide, or it need to store the transaction in some location. Okay, or it need to notify you as a developer or a organization, this is something happened, like database crashed, some invalid data had sent by the user, or like, for example, while if you want to withdraw the funds, or if you are saying that in your account, it doesn't have any data, right? For example, in your account, maybe 100 rupees are there, right? So you are an intelligent, you are a mathematical expert. What you have done? So you instead of putting the 100 rupees, you applied the minus $1,000. So what will happen? Or minus of minus. So it will become as plus, and it will allow you to withdraw the funds, right? So for such kind of issues, you can track only by using the error handling or exception handling. Okay. So that is the things. And these are the things, the scopes, like for each is nothing but continuously it will loop and it will initiate the process. Okay. And all. Okay. Choice routers. These are all the things which we approximately 80% of the content we are going to cover over here. Okay. Sorry, 90%. Okay. Out of this thing, okay, in the module side, so everyone has to learn these core concepts. Apart from the batch processing, remaining error handling is very most important, scopes and flow controls and other concepts I am going to discuss with you. Okay, everyone has to aware of these things. Remaining things doesn't care. Like you can say that if you are putting only 1 year of experience, then you can say no, I didn't work on the FTP. Give me some more time. I need to do a small kind of POC like that. Okay, so over here we are going to discuss about the JMS and HTTP, FTP, and database. Okay, and Salesforce. Okay, XML validation, VM. Okay, almost all we are going to discuss everything, but apart from the Workday, ServiceNow, okay, and NetSuite. Okay, apart from these three, we are going to discuss each and everything. Okay, and also in the web service, apart from these things, uh, each and every product is required testing phase, right? So in standalone programming languages, you can say the people will use the JUnits, and uh, testing team, they may use the Selenium, or maybe Cucumber, whatever it is. In the MuleSoft, we are going to use we are going to call the MUnits. Okay, we are going to discuss about the MUnit. Okay, and another important point is I want to show you how the entire process is in the development environment, like we call as CI/CD process, continuous integration, continuous development. Okay, what kind of tools we are going to use over there. Okay, as a developer, what you need to know, I'm going to explain over there, so that you will have an idea once you join an organization what will happen. Okay, on the MuleSoft developer, what kind of responsibilities will be added to you, how to respond on top of them, we will discuss going forward. Okay, apart from these things, very most important and last and final thing, normally I call as web services. Okay, so the web services which we are going to discuss the RESTful based web services and SOAP based web services. So RESTful based web services level, we are going to discuss about the RAML, and SOAP based web services, we are going to discuss about the WSDL. Approximately 10 sessions we are going to spend on these things. 3 sessions on the WSDL based and 7 sessions on the RAML based or RESTful based web services, which are going to discuss. And sorry, last and final, data view language. We are going to spend approximately 7 sessions to discuss about the data view language. Okay. Most of my time, most of the training will go on MUnits, data view training, data view concepts, okay, and web services. Approximately 20 to 25 sessions we are going to spend over here. Okay.
Web services, you are going to cover both the WSDL and RESTful web services, right?
Absolutely right. Yes.
Okay. And in MuleSoft, do you have any concept like adapters?
These are called, normally you can say connectors or adapters, HTTP adapter or FTP adapter. Technical term, MC. Connector or adapter. Normally we call as components or connectors.
Yeah, components, connectors, and adapters both are different.
Adapter, can you explain me what does it mean?
Yeah, actually in TIPCO there is a concept particularly with the adapters. That adapters file-based adapter and ADB adapter. If any other third party we are going to connect like database, AS400
Everything you
adapter.
have, no, everything you have, right? That's what I'm saying. Connector, adapter in your in a way. If you are custom or if you are custom built, is that right?
Yes.
So custom build, yes, you can build your own custom connector, or if it's very 2 lines of code, you can use a scripting language. In the scripting language, either you can use Java, .NET, or Python, whatever the language which you have preferred. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to build your own custom connector, the MuleSoft people has provided the skeleton part. Just you can take it and implement it accordingly. Or if you have some existing functionalities available in the jar file or some kind of library, you can add your library over here in the pom.xml file. It will be available for you.
In MuleSoft, which one used to use basically for messaging service?
This JMS is a protocol, right? So this is you can use the ActiveMQ, or maybe that is it depends on the organization to organization.
Here we have a JMS.
No, JMS, within the JMS, you're going to use the ActiveMQ. It's a specification, right? JMS is a specification. So the specification is implemented by your ActiveMQ or RabbitMQ or JMS, sorry, MuleSoft specific ActiveMQ is also there. Sorry, MQ is also there.
Going forward, we'll discuss more.
Yes. Yeah. So here we have two things we are going to use. So one is VM, and the second one is JMS. So VM is intra container communication or intra this thing. Anyone else? Any other questions, team? Did you understand? Do you have any questions? So what will you like to see after 2 months? Anything? It will be greatly helpful for the remaining team members as well, remaining team as well. So maybe they were, yeah, go ahead, Balaji.
Hi, Shrikant. Very good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Years of experience of 8 years in mainframe programmer.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Will it be fine or it will be difficult for me to switch technology from mainframe to MuleSoft?
That is up to you, but I do not want to comment on that. But as you work on a mainframe, you had faced a lot of challenges, right, for the support or anything, right? But in the MuleSoft, your life will become a lot easier compared to other things. That's what I can say.
Yeah, the thing is like I have zero knowledge on MuleSoft background, like APIs, JSON, RAML, etc. So
No, in the mainframe you had used the 8 types, right? JSON or XML, no?
no, we don't have those kind of things in mainframe. It's entirely different from other technologies.
I agree, but I heard from one of my friend. He said that they are the API they were recently introduced. That's why he got a huge package from the Citibank.
Okay.
That's what I know. Approximately 30 plus. I think even he has the same sort of experience as you have.
So MuleSoft can be learned easily, right? Because as I said, like it's a really new thing to me.
Yeah, it's easy, but you need to spend some little bit time if you do not know.
Yeah, from the scratch, I have to learn it. That's what.
Yep, agree.
Yes, Shrikant, that's it from my end.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else, team? If you do not have any questions, we can wind up and we'll discuss from the next session onwards. Okay. The course curriculum will be shared by your institute. Okay.
Just one more thing about the timings of the classes. Like, is it gonna be 7 or 7:30?
As I think mostly 7:30. We'll see, maybe based on the comfortability, either we can change back to 7 or somewhere around there.
Okay. And how long is it gonna be? Like 1 hour? Or...
1 hour, and apart from Saturday and Sundays, it may take 1.5 month time. If it is exceeding the 1 month, 1.5 month, if my plan is changing, then I may take the Saturday and Sunday sessions as well. I'm to say the independent concepts, which is not relevant to the MuleSoft, like CI/CD process, okay, and some other concepts like M units, J units, whatever it is, okay, which are not relevant, okay.
Srikanth, the last question.
Yeah, go ahead, Srinu.
How the deployment process will flow? Means
There are multiple ways.
Mhm.
There are multiple ways, okay, on-prem and on cloud. So the on-prem level, you have the MuleSP servers are available. You can say not a system, it's a server, right? Okay, like a Tomcat or a WebSphere or something like that. Okay, so that MuleSP server, the CI/CD, the process like Hudson or Jenkins, what it will do, it will take your code from the source versioning tools like GitHub or like some other tools like SVN, and it will take a build. It will generate the system understandable format, okay, and it will give it to the servers, okay. The server, it will be started by the Hudson and Jenkins, okay. Once it is started, it will convert into the behind the scene system readable format, system MuleSP specific formats, and it will use this going forward. And this is on-prem level. So on cloud level also the similar. So on cloud also it will use the cloud-based environments. Okay, so it is provided by the MuleSoft. If you have the enterprise edition, they may provide it to you. And not only these things, they have provided a lot more features like API gateways and API development features and tracking and so many other features that they are provided. Yeah, like we called as API policies. Normally we can say you have readily available policies. I'm just extending, but yeah, there are two ways. Yes, to say.
Okay, and deployment mode is like is it load balance and patterns is it to follow, right?
Load balancer, I don't think so. Because this is a deployment, you were saying the production deployment you are asking?
Yep. In stage environment or production both.
Yeah, staging, I don't think so. Loaded non-load things is going to work, but production level is a dynamic in nature. The MuleSP, if you are using the on-prem, you can set it up like load balancing automatically over there. You don't need to worry about external load balancing. Like it is created on top of AWS, so you don't need to worry about it. You can add your anything, or if you want to build your own customized thing, we need to work with the AWS team. Okay, team, that's all from my side. What we can do is just check with your institute. They will let you know when this batch is going to start, as I think from tomorrow onwards, but just maybe everyone has to agree on the same day, right? So just keep in touch with your institute.
Thank you, Srikant.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.